glory of God, I commit this on behalf of the President. Safe flight throughout this lifespan. Thank you.
Aircraft is state-of-the-art aircraft, is known to be in the 4.5 generation cadre of aircraft. The aircraft is equipped with smart multifunctional displays. Smart in the sense of when you think about your smart televisions, it has so many functions you can do with this smart MSDs, and it has an upfront control panel with a smart head-up display. Smart in the sense that it gives the pilot the ability not to look down while flying. It projects so many parameters that the pilot needs: target acquisition, airspeed, altitude, radar, altimeter, and what have you not. So permit me around and show you the cockpit of the aircraft. But before I do, there are 7 hard points on this aircraft, meaning it can take a load of 300 kilograms. On each wing, it has 2 hard points. It can take either a drop tank for extra fuel to increase your range beyond the 1,200 nautical miles, or you can take extra bombs. And each pylon can take additional 2 bombs, meaning you can take 4 bombs on one wing and 4 bombs on another wing. Also, the center of the aircraft, we call it the belly. On the belly of the aircraft, we can take an additional fuel tank, or we can take, meaning like a bomb, or we can take an ASAL pod. The ASAL pod enables the pilot to be able to do target acquisition both in the air for air targeting and for air-to-ground targeting. The ASAL pod has the capability of giving you signatures on the ground, where you have matching up of or high target moving. It gives you various targets and tells you which one is more active, so you know which one you should engage. And it has the capability with the radar, both air-to-air, the fire, and the throttle enables the pilot to have full hands on throttle without even looking anywhere. All you need to do is look up on your smart head-up display. Your switches, your bomb release buttons, missile release buttons are all there. Also, sir, on the wingtip, you will see a strange-looking kind of object. It's called the missile launcher. It's capable of carrying 2 other missiles on each of the wings, making it a superb aircraft for both multi-role, in the sense of multi-role for air-to-air targets and then for air-to-ground targets, sir. Sir, permit me, sir, I can just quickly show you a brief of the cockpit, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. So as I was saying, this is the off-front control panel. On this off-front control panel, the pilot has the capability of recording each mission that he takes for battle damage assessment and for clearing of some unnecessary issues. Also, from the off-front control panel, the pilot has the ability of putting the IFF, which is known as identification friend or foe, for the radar operators to know it's a friendly or an enemy aircraft. Also, from this off-front control panel, the pilot has the ability of putting time over target for the ground, provide adequate support for the ground forces. If the ground forces are to move on an objective at a particular time, the pilot puts in the time over target, and it enables the pilot to know what speed to adjust to arrive at the objective at that time. To the left side is the smart MFD, as I said, multifunctional display. Each MSDs have unique functions, and there are multiple functions. Now, so if I should put this on, you will see that I can do, for each SMSD, it's divided into 2 layers. For each half, I can do multiple functions. I can call up the fuel, the engine parameters. I can call up my target identification. I can link this aircraft to the other aircraft starting now, and I'll be able to see the fuel on the aircraft, the speed is flying, the altitude is maintaining, and if he locks on any target, he can transmit it to me, just in case it's out of ammunition. I'll be able to now lock on the target from my side and engage the target. That's one of the unique capabilities. Now, for the smart head-up display, as I said, can be flying this aircraft without looking at this. Most of these functions are duplicated back to the smart head-up display. All I need to do is look out. It enables the pilot to have better overview of his mission area objectives, and also the objective of looking out in the sky. Now, sir, the aircraft is designed in such a way that it has backup redundancies. It's full fly-by-wire in the sense that if for any reason one of the computers fails, it has a backup computer that will kick in and give the pilot the ability to come back and land safely. Then also, sir, to my left is the hands-on throttle, as I said. It has so many functions, like, yes, sir. So you have the radar. I can adjust the radar antenna elevation to pick any target on the altitude I want. And that is all, sir. So you're welcome to the JF-17, sir.
How do you find it?
Okay, sir, for air-to-air, sir. Now, sir, if you look at this switch, this particular switch now is in navigation. If I push it forward, I'm now in air-to-air mode. So in the air-to-air mode, I'll be able to lock on targets and do everything, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'm okay. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome, sir.
May I request we put our hands together for this milestone acquisition of the Nigerian Air Force. We shall now proceed for the group photograph. And the group photograph will be conducted as follows. We shall have 3 permanent dignitaries that will remain for 3 exposure shots. We'll have the guest of honor, the chief of the air staff, and the executive governor of Benue State. The first photograph will comprise the Chairman House Committee on Defense, Chairman House Committee on the Air Force, the Pakistan ambassador, the chief of army staff, chief of naval staff representative, director of Air Force MOD, NAFOA president. The guests of honor, sir, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the JF-17 Thunder aircrafts are now taxiing out for takeoff. Two of these aircrafts will be airborne in a very short while. May I crave your indulgence to announce that at this time we will be honoring our distinguished guests with some token presentation. May I now most respectfully request the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Oladayo Amao, Distinguished Flying Star, to kindly step forward and make some token presentation to some of our very special guests. First, may I request the guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Defense, to step forward and receive a token for Mr. President. This presentation goes to the guest of honor, the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari. A round of applause, please. The guest of honor would in like manner receive a token in his own right, as the Honorable Minister of Defense. A round of applause. May I request we appreciate the guest of honor as he returns to his seat. Next presentation goes to the Executive Governor of Benue State, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Otom. Thank you, sir. May I invite next to receive a token the Vice Chief of the Air Staff, Pakistan Air Force, Air Marshal Syed Norman. Next to receive a token, may I invite the Ambassador of Pakistan, His Excellency Muhammad Tayyab Azam. Can we have his representative, please? Last but not the least, may I invite the Deputy Chairman, Pakistan Aeronautical Complex, Air Vice Marshal Amir Makan. May I request a round of applause for concluded the inspection of the photograph.
So that's the VIC formation. So this formation position is usually done by fighter aircraft to support each other. And as you can see, they are all seen as one. So the formation integrity between the two of them, the number 2 aircraft and the number 3 aircraft synchronizes the move of the number 1. And they remain as supportive formation partners. Formation integrity is expected from each of the formation members. So every maneuver you see today takes a long hours of training and discipline among the fighter pilots to be able to perform what we're seeing here today. So their next move is going to be a lazy maneuver. However, they will be performing this maneuver in a close trail. So initially in the VIC formation, you can see the 3 aircraft being seen. So the next formation is close trail. So usually this formation position, the 3 aircraft tucks into each other, and they do this in order to reduce their exposure to the enemy radar. The 3 aircraft are seen as just 1 aircraft on the radar. As you can see on the horizon, the 3 aircraft are tucked into each other, and they can only be seen as just 1. A round of applause for the Cobra formation. So subsequently, the formation will be returning back to the Vic formation. The guest of honor, sir, the Cobra formation will be coming in the Vic formation and will come in a very colorful maneuver, which is known as bomb bust. It's a beautiful maneuver and also a symbol of celebration and victory. So from the horizon to our left, from the stand, we can see the Cobra formation in Vic formation. Once again, the green-white smoke is on, and we'll be waiting for the beautiful maneuver by the Cobra formation, the bomb bust. So coming in the Cobra formation in the colorful green, white, green. Stand by for the bomb bust. Beautiful, 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 the bomb bust.
The guest of honor is often said that even the birds are jealous what the Nigerian Air Force pilots can do. And as you can see, one of the critical things that affects air operations is weather. And because our Chief of the Air Staff is the man that God loves, the sky is clear, and we can have a very wonderful aerial display. A round of applause.
So the next aircraft participating in the area display is the wonderful Alpha Jet, also known as the Aggressor formation. On the horizon is the Aggressor in Vic formation. So the lead aircraft is flown by Flight Lieutenant Y. Ahmed, and the second aircraft, number 2 aircraft in the formation, is flown by Squadron Leader James Bako. And lastly, the third formation aircraft is Flight Lieutenant Muhyiddin Salami. So it is worthy to know that the Alpha Jet has participated in a series of operations outside and inside, internal operations. The lead aircraft will be coming in subsequently for solo aerobatics. But while we witness the Aggressor formation, they'll be coming in for lazy maneuvers also in the close trail formation. On the horizon from our right, is the Aggressor formation in close trail formation. So every pilot participating in this aerial display, it is pleased to know that every one of them are qualified fighter instructors who has contributed immensely to the internal security of our great nation. They are seasoned, qualified pilots. So the aggressor formation now will reform back to the VIG formation, and also will be setting up for the bombers. So while we'll anticipate the aggressor coming in for the bomb bust, as we can see on the active is the cobra formation who has just landed, and they'll be taxiing him back to the chokes. So straight to our front on the rising is the Alpha Jet coming in for the bomb bust. The guest of honor, the Alpha Jet bomb bust. A round of applause for the aggressor formation.